Let's try this again. Okay. Now we're going to go into our commercial for today and then we'll get started, everybody. We do apologize about the technical difficulties. This is the first time me streaming from the actual phone versus out of my office. So here we go, y'all.
Into It's Petty Time Podcast. It's Petty Time Podcast. It's Petty Time Podcast. It's petty. It's petty. It's Petty Time Podcast.
What's up? It's Braid. Y'all know I'm coming through to represent for my bitch, Petty. She is launching her podcast, and that motherfucker is on Roku. You hear me? She doing big things. It's gonna be all type of things on it. It's gonna be a lot of different music. It's gonna be a whole bunch of reviews. It's gonna be a lot of real shit. I can't tell y'all everything. Tap in.
All right, y'all. We back. We live and we lit. It's petty time. Okay. So again, we do apologize about the technical difficulties. We are going to get started for today with the first topic. How y'all doing, Puff? How you doing, Day Day? How y'all feeling today?
Hey, boo.
Chilling outside in the snow.
Feeling good.
Okay, so I know everybody is like, "Oh my God, what is going on?" But y'all, yeah, let's just get started. So we got a few topics today that I want to talk about with y'all. We're going to get started. The first topic I want to start with today is interracial dating. Now, I don't know if anybody else is into interracial dating or are in a situation right now where they're dealing with someone outside of their race. And I have my guests here today that help me cover these topics, y'all. So I want to know, how do y'all feel about interracial dating?
Me personally, I don't really find an issue with it. I've dated outside my race. I actually have a child with a man that's not my race. But I do prefer my black men for sure. Um, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
You said you don't really, you said you don't what?
I said I don't see an issue with interracial dating. I've dated outside my race. I have a child with someone outside my race. So for me, I feel like as long as they treat you right, y'all vibe, y'all have good chemistry, color don't really matter. Your ethnic background don't really matter.
Okay, they're saying that we're, can y'all hear? Is it still low? No, I don't have my hand over the mic. Um, yeah, at this point, y'all, um, I don't know what's going on with the technical difficulties, but I'ma just end the stream for today and figure out something. I don't know why y'all can't hear me. Um, I don't. So can y'all hear me or can y'all hear me or not? It's low. Um, I don't know. I don't know at this point, y'all. Uh, good morning. Can y'all hear? Cause I got the volume turned all the way up. Um, yeah, I don't at this point.
All right, I think you good, boo.
Okay. All right.
I would just keep flowing
Um.
with it, just maybe speak a little louder.
Okay. All right. Well, for the topics today, y'all, we're discussing interracial dating. We're going to be discussing a mother's responsibility to how our children respond in the household. Um, Another thing is sometimes the moms to the guy that you're in a relationship can actually be the biggest problem of your relationship. So those are the topics that we're going to be discussing today. If y'all can hear me, um, uh, hopefully we can. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I can't even front. This is throwing my whole vibe off today, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really get into my personality because of the difficulties that I'm dealing with right now. So it makes me want to end the broadcast for today and try another time because like now I'm not like I'm too cloudy right now. Yeah, my vibe is off. My vibe is off, and it's just it is what it is. So I got to be real with y'all. You know what I mean? This I didn't expect all this to be going on. Um, we're snowed in today, so this is the first time. Uh, so like I'm turned off. You know what I mean? I really, ugh, it's just like y'all. So yeah. Nevertheless, we gonna try to get through it. Um, yeah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm really not. I can't even snap out of it. I really can't. So yeah. Nevertheless, I guess the topics today are what the topics are, and I just want to know how y'all feel about interracial dating, and like, are y'all in a situation? Y'all, I'm gonna end the broadcast. I can't even do it today. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna end it. I do apologize. Thank you for everybody for pulling up and trying to join the live in the situation and everything. Um, and yeah,
Don't do
so
that. Don't do that.
it's
Don't
kind
do
of
that.
rough for me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not given. I'm
Don't
not
do that.
feeling it.
Don't end your broadcast. You stronger than that. Don't end your broadcast. Don't do that. Don't end your broadcast. Don't do that. If you got something to say, say it. If you mad about the weather, say you mad about the weather. Don't end. This is what you do. Nothing stops what you do. This is what we do. Don't end your broadcast. Don't do that. You're stronger than that. Yes, it's frustrating. Shit gets frustrating. But you are more than able to do this. Change the view on your screen so everybody's in four. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that. Hit that button so you can see everybody. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Get your attitude right. You don't let nothing stop you. You're a queen. This is what we do. Boom. Whoever's talking is up top. Everybody else is around. You got this. Take a deep breath. Quit getting frustrated. It's technology. It will frustrate you. Do not end your broadcast. This is what we came here to do. Now, if I'm on your show live or not, I don't even know if you can hear me. But I'm going to talk my shit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yes or no? I don't know because I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can
Cheerio,
hear you.
everybody. Button push. We ain't into no broadcast. My thoughts on international or interracial dating. I don't have no. You don't bring that hoe to my crib and she don't respect my culture. Period. Point blank.
Respect my culture. Now, if you make a baby with a person from a different culture, I think you should learn that culture. I think the problem is we look at what we think is cute, but we're not learning cultures. And that's what disrupts the scenes because you don't know the background of these people and you expect them to just expect you the way that you are, but you might not be respectful of a culture. So when you start dating outside your race, like we certain kinds of way, right? I know if I run up on this brother with an attitude, he's going to classify me a couple ways: either an angry black woman, a dyke, or just too hard to deal with. Whichever way he classifies that, that's sometimes part of our culture. Whereas an Italian woman might run up on you the same way, and y'all say, "Oh, that's just how she is." So you have to know the culture that you're willing to date within. That's my opinion on it. I used to be strongly opposed to it, but what I had to learn was you can't help who your heart loves. And that person may not be in your race, it may not even be your gender. So I'm all outside the gender on a whole bunch of shit here. I walk all outside the chalk line. So I don't have the room or the right to voice who somebody should and shouldn't date. What I am seeing, in my opinion, is a lack of value to my sisters. I see a lot of younger African American men not even want to date our sisters for whatever reason, just quick to like the grass is green on the other side. Like she can cornrow your hair. Like she know what to do for when you not feel well. Like she know the magic words. She don't know your culture, so she don't know those words. She don't know those magic terms yet. So either you're going to teach her or she's going to be willing to learn. That's my opinion on that. I'm so proud of you. You didn't end your podcast. Now I'm getting off. Good job, sis. Button push out. Button push out. Y'all go talk y'all shit. It's petty time. Let's go.
Let's go, y'all.
I know
So
that's
yeah,
right. That
I
was that
agree.
positive, that positive
Grind
With the
City,
energy.
baby. Petty
situation.
time. Let's go.
If y'all can hear me, I was in the, I had a situation where um I was feeling a guy, and of course he was of other culture or whatnot, and I was really starting to feel the guy, but I didn't want to like rush into the situation. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like, when you dealing with certain men, if you're not moving at their speed, they get weird and they'll cut you off or whatever the case may be. But anywho, I like this guy a lot. And I was just about to, move into the situation. You feel what I'm saying? But then he had taken me out to eat. So when we went out to eat, we went to a Mexican restaurant. You feel what I'm saying? And though we wasn't in a situation or anything, we were friends at this time. You feel what I'm saying? It kind of threw me off because he was having a conversation with another Mexican. As they were having their conversation, the Mexican, I guess, thought that I was just, I don't know what he was. I guess he thought I couldn't understand some of the Spanish that they were saying. So as I'm sitting there, he looks at the guy that I was with and was like, "Oh, the chicas are the best." So I automatically knew what chicas meant. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, "Oh." So I looked at my friend, and my friend was stuck like this, looking at him straight, like, "Oh my God, did you just say what you said?" So that right there kind of turned me off completely, though I didn't bring it to his attention. Me being a militant black woman, you know what I mean, and being pro black, that kind of turned me clean off of his other side, because he's mixed with black and Mexican. But that kind of affected our friendship now, because now I'm looking at you in a different light. You know what I mean? I'm looking at you like, do you feel how they feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're claiming that you like black women or whatever the case may be, but you're more Mexican than black. And then he hit me, while we was having a conversation, he was saying how he rather have multiple women because one woman might not have what the other one has. So that let me know that you want you a Mexican woman and you want you a black woman. You feel what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I'm not into the polygamy. I'm not into all that. So I had to like kind of shut down. We were in a situation where we were supposed to get an apartment together and everything like that. Just to help out, because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because I be Airbnb the crib, my main crib. So it was like he offered like, let's move into a crib together or whatever. But after it was the day after I went to go look at the place, I was completely turned off by that time, because the night before, your people already had, turned me off. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing on interracial dating is, like Button said, if you don't know the people and their family and what you dealing with, I wouldn't suggest it. You feel what I'm saying? Because not everybody accepts black people. Not everybody accepts black women. And that's the main thing. So my thing was, if I continue to pursue this guy, it's a chance your mother's not going to accept me, your brother's not going to accept me, your cousins aren't going to accept me. So at this point, I don't want to be standoffish towards you because of your family and your culture, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? They have their standards, they have the people that they want you to be with. But unfortunately, that turned me clean off and it affected our friendship today, because he then got weird because I got weird. You feel what I'm saying? So it was weird. So I wanted to talk about that and get, people's opinion on interracial dating, because I know some people that are in interracial situations have kids and everything. You feel what I'm saying? And they're doing perfectly fine. So Puff, have you ever dated outside of your race? You muted. Are you muted?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Day.
No, I can't hear him neither. You still connected to your headset?
We can't hear. Can you hear him?
Can you
No,
hear me
not at
now?
all. All right, here you
What
go.
about?
Okay, yeah, you were muted. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying I've dated outside my race before. I have children. I have one with a Spanish woman, one with an African woman. So I've dated different cultures. I just don't have kids with every race. Most of my baby mothers are black, honestly.
So you saying that's your baby? You said your baby mamas was black. What happened?
I said most of them are. I said I have one Spanish and one African.
Okay, so how did you feel? Being that you were in both situations with the black woman and with the Spanish woman.
It was regular. I grew up around. I mean, that's what I grew up around. So it wasn't nothing too flagrant, too different. It's like I'm mixed. So being mixed, I am interracial. So I get along with a lot of different people. So that's part of it. Yeah.
I agree with that also. I feel like people stick to the narrative of like I wanted to really speak on when your friend had came on the live and was saying how a lot of younger black men are dating outside their race, but a lot of black men from topics I've listened to or other podcasts, what they're saying is our black women are so strong-headed and so overly independent that they're not submissive. And in return of that, how can they be a protector, be a provider if in your mind it's, oh, well, I don't need a man. I can pay my own bills. I can have my own everything. We're not willing to offer what they say. We're not willing to be submissive or come down a couple notches to let the man play the position that they need to. And a lot of that can stem from us growing up fatherless. A lot of that can stem from us being the oldest or not even being the oldest, just having to be strong headed our whole life. I can speak for that for myself. I'm the oldest. I had the whole shit down with my family and with my mother. when she got divorced from our father. So in my mind, it's like, okay, I got a good ass career, my own car, my own house. I take care of my bills. I'm a fly chick. What do you really think that you're gonna come in here and do for me, or thinking you running something? But you gotta not think like that. If you want a man to be a man, we gotta allow them to be the man. So I don't think it's in a sense of, oh, they're just so much prettier or something. I think that in other cultures, they're raised that way to be submissive. Maybe their mother and fathers are present and they're getting both sides uh, of the aspect of it. A lot of black families, unfortunately, we are missing a parent growing up. And I think that that plays a huge part in when we become adults and how we date.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like certain cultures, certain women in different cultures don't care whether the man is black, white, or of their race. They don't care when a man has several women. So the fact that this man confided in me, saying that, no matter how the woman looks, no matter how she's built, no matter what, he was going to chase the next woman. I feel like that's something that comes from his Mexican culture, because those women allow their women to have, I mean, their men to have multiple women. So I felt like he thought, saying that or being honest, that I would be okay with it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not the case. So now it's like I chose to move on. He moved on. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? We're not even really, I don't even think we're really even friends like we were, because of the conversation. You feel what I'm saying? And I never really cared if a man, dated outside his race, if he was black, but I just don't understand how black men treat other women in different cultures better than black women. Like, we gotta deal, we gotta break down, we gotta crawl and scream for respect. And that's not all black men. I'm not talking about all y'all. But some of y'all get in different or interracial relationships, and I guess maybe y'all ain't used to having someone, that you feel is overly beautiful. However y'all look at it, I don't know. But y'all do act a little different in those type of relationships. And then y'all end up having children, and when the relationship don't work out, y'all come back to black women and y'all talk about those women that y'all were with. And I feel like that's not fair to us as black women, that y'all black men can give up on us so quick. You feel what I'm saying? And go to the next culture or whatever and act like the great man that we wanted y'all to be. And that's what I don't respect. You feel me? Um, some black men who date white women only aren't happy with themselves. And you can, and some people feel like that. And what I feel is that a man is going to go to where they can get away with more. They're
Amen.
going to go to whoever's going to allow them, or go with their plan, their motion. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe
You
white women may be a little bit more submissive than black women. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to, feel about the situation. But this was the first time that I actually liked someone outside of my culture. And I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, Mexicans, they feel like a minority. They like black people, boom, boom, boom. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, that wasn't the case. Like, they feel like their women are the best women in the world, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can feel like that, but as a pro black woman, and knowing how the world was created, and knowing us as women, I feel like we're the best in the world. And this ain't no shot to their race or anything, but it just threw me off that we were sitting there having a drink, eating, and you felt the need to, try to tell him that, y'all women are the best. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And once he realized that I understood Spanish, it was like, he was like, oh my God, is this your wife? Don't, is this your wife now? You ain't give a damn if I was his wife, girlfriend, or whatever, before you went into what you were saying. So I don't know how to feel about interracial dating as a pro black woman. If you're a black woman that just don't care, what the man look like, what his race is or whatever, I feel like it could work for you. But as a pro black militant woman, it's not going to work for me if I date outside my race because I'm going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? By if your people is racist or they don't accept me, and I be, I'm not about to get hurt by somebody else's people that don't got nothing to do with our situation. And honestly, I felt like if the man choose you, if he chooses you over how his people feel, that's going to affect him as a man. You feel what I'm saying? Because some men are family oriented. Some men, you feel what I'm saying? They family all they got. So it's an inconvenience that I would feel like I would have to walk away because if I know you to be a family oriented person, I couldn't trust your family. I couldn't trust you. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing
Well,
on
Boo,
interracial dating.
I
You know
think
what I
that
mean? I
that's
couldn't do it as a pro black woman, unless we on the same page. And I
Well,
wouldn't
I
even
think that's
want
where
you want
courting comes into play and really getting to know a person and having them family dinners like even before you become intimate and take it to a different realm, like really ask very straightforward questions, you know, go to the meet the family, meet the mother, meet the father, meet the immediate family so you can get a vibe. I wouldn't jump into something with somebody out my race with different cultures and not
exactly.
have no
And
type of
I didn't,
outlook.
and I feel like that's why he got weird. Because it was like we're around each other 24/7 and you're not giving up anything. You're acting standoffish. So the nigga tried to play me like I was delusional. You feel what I'm saying? About whatever. He just totally flipped the script on me after he seen he couldn't get no ass. And that was a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? It
Okay,
wasn't that I didn't want to give you none. It was just that I didn't want to jump that quick into something that was outside of my race. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know how your people is. I don't know how they feel. You know what I mean? Like it's different for a woman of their culture dating a black man. But everybody don't accept a black woman and I don't know what that's about. I really don't.
a lot of times it can be intimidation, and like someone wrote in the messages, we have to take time to learn people, and you do. And I feel like you went the right way about it, with not being sexual with homie. Like if you really are dating to turn it into a committed relationship, then you should be going out on dates with him or going to family dinners, maybe even if it's once or twice. Like if you wasn't doing that with him so he could meet your family and he wasn't doing that with you, that's where the conflict came.
Right. Exactly.
And
And I'm not and I felt like it was a good man, or not I said it. I felt like he was a good man, but I just feel like you know, thank you, Surreal. I feel like he was a good man, but I felt like he's already used to a certain standard. You know what I'm saying? He wants a woman that will let him bring multiple women in for one. And it's like he can have his woman, he can have both, but I think the Spanish woman would be the one that he would bring around the family because that's what his family accepts. Even though his mom dated a black man, but like I said, it's different from a woman dating a black man versus her Mexican son bringing a black woman into the family. I felt like it was weird, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he gonna always want to live like that, like to where he has his Spanish woman and he got his black woman, and he okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because he mixed. I feel like he more about the Mexican side than the black people. And I get it. Sometimes our people is a little, rough around the edges or whatever the case may be. And sometimes we ain't right. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just feel like no. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm okay with that because that definitely hurt my feelings. And I feel like he knew it hurt my feelings because he kept asking, "Are you okay? You got something on your mind?" You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bring that to your attention. I'm not gonna tell you anything. So that was the thing with that, as far as the interracial dating. But moving on, next topic, y'all. While we on the subject of black women, so I was discussing this conversation inside of Grandma B's with a few guys, and of course, when we bring up anything that's a black man's fault, they always got to deflect and put it back on the woman. But they had a point. They had a point, y'all. Do y'all feel like the way a child responds is solely the mothers that need to take accountability for how our children leave our homes and be in the streets and all of that? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
Who's raising the kids?
Right.
But that's the thing. Okay, so I feel like there's some good mothers out here, right? I feel like sometimes we could be too strict. Okay, that's fine because we want to protect our children. We want our children to know that we don't want y'all to go out there and get hurt or live or go through things that we went through as kids. You feel what I'm saying? And like they were saying, when the mother has to work and the father has to work, that leaves our children at home. That leaves our children to go out in the streets and depend on a OG or something, you know what I'm saying, to teach them what we're obviously not teaching them at home. So I feel like, okay, I agreed with them to an extent. Like, all right, fine. But what they were saying was we blame the man too because the man is making the women work. Back in the day, women were at home with the kids 24/7. So we didn't really have too much of kids going out here wanting to be in the streets, wanting to be drug dealers, etc. You know what I'm saying? But I just
So
feel like, why blame the woman for how our kids respond? Because I felt like I was a good mom. I'm just strict. You know what I mean? So you wanted to go out here and do you and live your life. I'm not taking that.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
taking
the
that accountability as a mother that you went out there to F up your life because you feel like you too grown. You feel like you can do whatever you want to do. That's what I didn't agree on.
so I feel like both
How do you
parents
feel
have
about
to
that, Day Day?
I feel like both parents have to take accountability because it takes two people to make a child. So if the father is absent or the mother is absent, they're only getting one side of the. But if you're a single mom,
You went out.
especially with a son,
Oh,
you have to be okay. Can you hear me?
yeah. You went out
Okay.
for a
I
second.
said that both parties have to take accountability, whether it is the children living with the father only or the children living with the mother only, because they need both. I feel like the mothers are supposed to be the nurturers, the fathers are supposed to be the more stern ones. That's why the children feel like they can get over more on the mother than they can on the dad. Like, I know I can't do that with dad, but I'm gonna slide with mom on this. And I feel like that's just the way that it is. If a man has children with a woman and he decides to leave the home for whatever reason, you got to take accountability in that too, because now we got to be the nurturers, the providers, the protectors. We got to work, we got to cook, we got to clean. Let's not forget the parent teacher conferences, or if you have children that have emotional distress, have issues internally, like, it's so much deeper. And that's where I feel like being a housewife plays an part. Men talk about they want a housewife, but they don't have the structure or the financial capability to do that. Period. If I could sit home and cook and clean and know I'm getting an allowance a week, and it don't got to be all crazy, we have a conversation on what I'm telling you I like, then I can embed certain things in the children. But if both parents are absent or one is absent because I got to work to make ends meet, how can I instill any values or morals into the children daily if no one's present to do that. Because typically, most people, when they have children and then one of the people leave, like they're still involved, but not as involved as they should be. You more of a babysitter opposed to a parent. And
Right.
90% of the time, it's on the woman to do all of it. What
So
you
you
might get
feel
child
like when a
support and
child,
pay.
even though you feel like you're doing all you can do as a good mom, you feel like it's your duty to take accountability for your child going out there becoming a street guy or becoming
No,
like
they just made wrong choices. But if they had a father figure or a positive figure in their life that they could sit down and have a conversation with, which should be, this is the wrong path, then maybe they would have went a different route.
right. Um. So what about when they do have both
It might have went
parents?
a different route if they had somebody that they could go to for knowledge, or like case in point, my son, and I only have one son. His father was absent the majority of his life. When he turned 13, he wanted to be out here doing a bunch of foolish stuff. I called his dad like, "Yo, you gotta take your son. He doing too much. I can't." He went to Jersey for 2 years. That boy came back a brand new man. Brand new man. Sometimes it just takes that tough love, and as women we don't have it, so I'm not going to hold myself fully accountable for it. But yeah, when you have children, you got to make.
Dang, you keep going out. I think her phone went out. I agree. I agree. It's just that me as a single mom to a boy, I felt like, his dad was present up until he went into the hospital in 2018. So I get my son is going through an emotional time right now because he had his father the whole time that was present nonstop. And then out of the blue, he just went in the hospital for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? So I get it. Um, you know, as far as that, but I feel like me as a mom, I felt like I was a great mom to my son, and I felt like he did not need to go to the streets in order to find him a OG or whatever the case may be. I felt like you got uncles, you could go to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his uncles are older men that work, you know what I'm saying, got it figured out, but he chose to, you know, go a different route. And I just, I got to deal with that, but I'm not taking that as it's my fault to how he's responding, you know? Um Day Day, you here? Is she here? Hold on, y'all. Can you hear me? Yeah,
I
she's
can hear
here.
you.
You can hear me, Puff. How do you
Yes.
feel about it?
Hold on 1 second. Please let me ask you something.
Because I know we had this conversation before, Puff, and you stated that you left your mother's house when you were young and never went back.
My fault. I had to ask, had to make sure something. But gotcha. Now, how do I feel about? It's kind of noisy. Can you hear me?
Right, lady? Because I know we both went through our situation, you know what I'm saying? And you got girls, I got a son. So I know that's why I asked you in the past, Puff, how do you feel? And you said that you left your mom's house and never went back. Like, why was that?
Because I thought I knew too much at my age. I had lost my virginity at 8 years old. I started smoking weed at 9. I thought I was this height since I was 11 years old. So I had a bunch of things I knew more than I should have known. even at 11 years old. So my mother had said to me one day, if you can't live by my rules, you shouldn't live in my house. I decided that day I didn't want to live in her house no more. But I never looked back. Like the next time I came back to my mother's house, I was 16 and I had just got out of jail. And I stayed with her for like a month and then I moved right back out.
Mm. So do you feel like the things that you went through in life is because you left your mother's home?
No, I wanted to. I wanted to be grown, so I had to figure that out early in the game. I learned that at 11 you don't have friends. Like people that you think are your friends are really not your friends, and all you really got is you. So and your family. I learned that at a young age. Like it taught me a lot of lessons early. It taught me about a bunch of different things, but at the same time, do I regret it? No.
You don't regret it?
Not at all. I made a choice and I stuck with it. Like I literally was like, I'm grown and I went and did some grown shit. And I was grown from that point on. I didn't like I had a childhood up until I was 11 years old. After that, I was a grown ass man.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't feel like did you feel like your mother it so basically it was just because you felt like you was grown and you were wanting to leave the home, or was it something that you went through with your mom at that time that made you leave?
Honestly, her and my pops got a divorce when I was 9 years old. So, you know what I mean? That they had broken up for already 2 years. So it wasn't. I don't think it had nothing to do with her and him. It was me feeling like I could do this shit. I got this. I could do this. Like, and that's how I felt. I thought I was a grown ass man, and I had to go up and handle my business accordingly. And by the time I turned 16, I was a grown ass man. I knew how to make my own money. Only thing I couldn't get was my own apartment, but everything else I had. So that changed it. That changed my outlook on life. It's like if you got money, you can do whatever you want. Like money changes. I don't care. I was 12 and 13 with money doing grown man shit, fucking grown ass women, because I had money. So you know what I mean. And all I
Yeah,
had to do was stay. All
I
I had to
feel
do was
you.
stay. All I had to do was stay quiet. And then when I turned 16, my man used to pay me to go to the strip club with him just to hang out with him. He had 10 strippers, and every night he would pay me to just go hang out with him. And I would get into these clubs by not talking. So I learned shut the fuck up. Like being quiet to get you in a lot of doors versus saying opening your mouth. I always thought if I spoke, somebody would know how old I really was. So I always would shut up wherever I was at. I'd just be the quiet nigga, always had my own weed and always had my own money. And I was always by myself. So it wasn't like somebody next to me could blow my cover. I'm here dolo. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Um, I feel where you coming from. You know, so with that being said, I just don't understand how us as women are responsible. Here's Day Day again, I think. Yep, there she
Yeah, it
is.
kicked me out. I had to
Yeah,
just
you,
come
you
back in.
your phone ended. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I would say that that's not on us as women that our children decide to go out here and you know some things I like due to the technical difficulties I do want to run this back, and honestly I was thinking about bringing my son on the podcast and having him give his point of view and how he feel about it, because I feel like me as a mom, I'm doing all I can, and I feel like it's not on me to take accountability for what you chose to go and do.
It's only 50% on you. The other 50% of it is us looking for our dad or something similar to a father figure. And we can't
Right.
get that from y'all. And I
Right.
don't care how tough you think you are, you cannot give your son it's certain, like you ever notice that dads, they have a certain look, a certain tone that can set the mood. Nigga don't have to do anything but like, what, you playing? Or say
Right.
my name. And they gonna react like, nah, don't tell dad, like, cause they know what it is, and that's what a lot of homes be missing. That because When a boy gets too big, it's usually the pop to be like, yo, check yourself up before I park your shoulders in the closet, nigga. With your chest and your little heart you get. But women don't have that, and they so used to. And you know what I noticed is y'all wait till like the 10th incident before y'all react. Instead of you
Yeah.
reacting
Right.
the first time he plays with you, the first time that little disrespect like shut up and the nigga walk off when you talking to him, you should have went upside his head. Instead, you let him do it 10 times, and now you want to go upside his head, and he looking at you crazy like you normally let me ride.
I agree. I definitely
Stop.
agree.
Make your word whatever it is. If you say he can't have something, don't turn around 10 minutes later and be like, I felt bad. So you can have it. Make your word, and your son will respect you.
Yeah.
Because that's how my mom still got my respect to this day. Is that she's a woman of her word. But if you a liar and you expect me to keep believing you, nah, you ain't gonna keep lying to me and then expect me to trust and believe everything you say.
You right. Well, yeah. So my thing is this, Puff. Once you
I,
finally moving on to the next topic, right? Once you finally got back to your mom and you was dating and you were in relationships and everything, did she ever interfere? Like, like there were certain women that she didn't like or accept, and she played off of that, like, brung your side pieces around or other women around. Like, do you think she was a problem in some of your relationships?
She tried it. She gave one of my baby mothers my other baby mother number and told her it was my number. And I'm laying in the bed with my BM, and my other BM calls her phone looking for me. So I've been I've been in some funny situations. But at the same time, like shit, I had my sister tell her all my baby mothers all my business, so they still kept fucking with me. So it don't matter if somebody gonna fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you. So anybody could meddle in your relationship. If Shorty's gonna fuck with you, it don't matter who's saying what, she gonna fuck with you. Cause I've had people telling my whole business, and these people still kept fucking with me. Like telling you everything. Like, no, he got a whole other chick, and she be giving him money and shit like that, and they stay. So it's really on how much, like, as how much Shorty's feeling you. Honestly,
Mm. So you didn't check your
that's
mom for
crazy.
that? You didn't tell her she was wrong? Or did your relationship end because of what she was doing?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, even with the truth being found out, I didn't lose out on anything because they still kept fucking with me. You know what the truth is, and you still stayed. So, what am I supposed to do?
Wow.
A,
So
a
yeah.
person can only do what you allow them to do, and what they want to accept.
And,
So
and
if that's what they allowing, then there's really no room for complaining. And I had to learn that with experience. Us women and men, we'll deal with somebody and we'll complain to people about how we don't like this and that, but we stay. So it's like either shut up and deal with it or know your worth. Okay, this is a boundary I'm not willing to cross, and keep it pushing. There's a billions and billions of people on this earth. We be really gone and tripping off of one, and that's crazy.
You right. See, I was in a situation like that where I was in love with a guy and his mother loved me to death, but at the same time, in reality, I would have been considered the side piece without knowing. Okay. And he did have a woman that she didn't like, she didn't want him with. So when he went to jail, of course he living a double life, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna walk away, and I guess the other woman wasn't gonna walk away, you know what I mean? So we both, when he was turning himself in, we was praying with the guy and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So while he was in jail, the whole time the mother was taking me to family reunions, introducing me as the man wife, and playing with my emotions and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't thinking nothing of it because I'm like, shit, I'm in love with this man, and I'm happy that his mother accept me. But in all reality, that did not get me nowhere because his mother was doing all that, but the other woman was still around too. You feel what I'm saying?
So
And he got out, continuing to mess with her, mess with this person and that person. So I feel like sometimes the mom needs to know their place. And I get it. It's your child. It's your child, and you think you know the best for them. And you might be right. But at the same time, karma is, I believe in karma. And what you do, you will get too. So at the end of the day, you plan on another woman hurting her. You know what I'm saying? Because she got to realize and sit back like, damn, my dude, mom that I love don't like me, got another woman around, and you don't care about my feelings and you know we're still together. So me being in the other position, I didn't care about that other woman. You feel what I'm saying? All I cared about was me and my relationship with this man and his mom.
But isn't that borderline polygamy? Because I'm pro polygamy. I am so for it. And it took me a while to get there, but I understand the dynamics of it a little bit more. Maybe it's because I'm Muslim and I've like read more on it and I was in that type of situation. But and I know that's not the topic, but you said you were his woman and he had another woman and
No,
nobody left.
no,
So that
technically I wasn't
means
his woman. I was the other one.
regardless of what it was, you were dealing with him, he was dealing with her. You both knew about each other, but nobody left. So that's accepting the situation.
Mm, I don't think it was
It
kind of like
is. I
that.
mean,
I think
but it is
I
because you
think
didn't walk away.
No, because I think in that midst that I was dealing with a man that I fell in love with, didn't really know about this other woman or the woman, whatever, didn't really know about her. And when my nigga was going down, guess who was stepping up? Me. And I guess her too.
And right.
So I'm not
And
about to leave
I'm
my nigga that I love down. You
and I
feel what I'm saying?
understand
And I
that, boo, but
think
I'm
that
just
was
saying that.
my whole thing of why I didn't walk away. Yes, I was hurt, crushed to know that there was somebody else that you clearly was with. You know what I'm saying? While I'm thinking we working on something, you about to go down. I'm thinking I'm stepping up and you know what I'm saying? Your mama got my
But y'all
back.
both
Like, you
played
know
a
what I
different
mean? It
part.
was just
Yeah,
messy
but
as
y'all both
hell. It
played a
was
different
messy.
part. So I don't know. I think as women, we're just possessive. We're jealous. We want to figure out what it is about the other woman that he keeps her around. And it sometimes don't even be about that. Sometimes it's you bring something to the table that she don't.
Right.
Y'all could be a better vibe and she's not a good vibe, but she cook real good and suck his dick real good. Like it just depends on what the dynamics of the situation is. So I just thought that that was interesting that you said prior that you wasn't with polygamy, but you kind of was in that situation. Like, and then
Yeah,
I
but I
wanted to speak
wasn't with it
on.
and I didn't accept it. Me and this girl could have went to blows. Anything could have happened.
So
Feel what I'm
how long
saying?
did you stay with him, knowing that he was still dealing with her?
I don't think it was that situation. I think it was more of a competition at that point. It was
No, what
me
I'm
trying to
asking
get my
is like,
nigga, and I
okay,
feel like it was her trying to get hers. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like once she realized I walked away, that's when she ended up pregnant by another man and moved on. Cause like I told him, you already hurt the girl. Her whole mission is to get you back. You feel what I'm saying? But the nigga ain't want to hear that. You feel me? So what happened was I ended up walking away and she ended up getting her redemption. So that's what it is. So I don't think we were ever agreeing to be in a polygamous situation. None of that. Like you feel what I'm saying? It was never agreed
okay.
upon. We
Well,
honestly didn't even really know about each other until it was time for this nigga to turn himself in, or it
Well,
was
I
too late.
understand. And
You
that's
know what I mean?
definitely another topic that can be discussed. I didn't want to go off topic. I just thought that that was interesting. And then the other point I just wanted to make was that, sometimes it's not the mother. Like with my ex husband, it wasn't his mom. He didn't have a good relationship with his mother. So it was like his older sisters and his great aunts and great nieces and oh, I love you. But he got the other shorty, and y'all going back and forth between us. Oh, well, what she say? Well, what he say? Oh, well, she said this. It just was real messy. And then when I walked away, he ended up staying with the woman. He's actually married to her right now, which is cool. But my whole thing is like, now that we don't have that common factor of him, we barely even communicate at this point. There might be one or two other family members that I talk to regularly. Outside of that, no. So that lets me know that you was just fuel to the fire of the messy, chaotic drama, messy shit.
Yep. And you're right. It don't gotta be the mom because it was definitely his sister trying to play on my
Yep.
emotions. You feel what
Messy
I'm
ass
saying? Because
sisters,
your
messy ass
mom ain't
cousins,
accept your
aunts.
dude. You know what I mean?
nieces,
And
all
your
of that.
mom liked me, so it caused a lot of jealousy amongst, which made me think like, damn, do y'all want to screw him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is sick to me. But it was like, why are y'all so invested in what this man, me doing? You feel what I'm
Because
saying? To the
misery
point now you
love
want to bring
company.
the broad that you clearly ain't like at first around, and you want to gas her up. You want to come on, let's go on visits and stuff so he can think
Misery
or
love
come home
company,
to
boo.
you. And it was unnecessary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
And
think
it
that
was
when we
more so
date
me
men,
fighting for who I love or who I was in love with,
I
versus
think also
anything. I was
too,
going up against other women, sisters, cousins, um, all types of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like there are problems with this, with what this man is doing today. He's not taking no woman serious. Actually, he told me he's not gonna take no woman serious until they get pregnant by him. So this is just a
oh
bunch of
wow.
broads thinking that he gonna get them pregnant. They probably plotting to try to get pregnant. So he's never going to settle down until whoever has his baby, and that's a problem.
And then
You know what
even
I'm
with
saying? Because
that,
you're going to keep bringing women around for your
baby,
mother to play with, your sisters to play with, cousins to play with, and you have no intentions on being with these women at all until you feel like they're giving you something that you really want.
babies do not keep men around. Babies do not mature men. You have to work on self. You have to sit down and say to yourself, okay, I want better. I want to stop being a dog in these streets, because what happens is they whore around in their 20s and their 30s. They have multiple baby moms. And I'm not judging, because I got mad kids, girl. You know I got mad kids, but that's how they end up alone. That does not mean because you got the mindset of, oh, if she give me something permanent, that I'm going to change my ways. No, you got to want to change. You got to want more. And I've learned that in relationships, when you're in one with somebody, it's okay to be cool with the family or the sisters or the aunts, but you got to tread lightly. When you're feeling some type of way, your nigga do some dumb shit, don't call them. You got to figure that out between you and your man. And I think that's where we go wrong. We go through things, and the first person we want to call is our mom, our sisters, their mom, their dad, their whatever. And then we make up, but the hostility and the tension is still in the air, because now all the family feeling different. And when he come to the cookout, now everybody looking at him crazy. Like, we have to learn to keep relationships private. We have to learn to stop discussing our business and our personal trials we have in with our partners to the family. I think that's where we go wrong. And I also feel like when you're getting courted by a man, how his relationship is with his mother is going to let you know how he feel about women. Period. Because if you don't respect her, you don't have a relationship with your mom, and she brought you into this world, how can I expect you to love me and treat me how I'm supposed to be treated? You're broken in a grown ass body. A little boy in a grown ass body, broken. That's what you are.
Wow. Well, it definitely was a sticky situation that I would never ever want to be in again. Um, I noticed that I was being strung along by a whole man's mom, and it wasn't even the man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was the fact that your mother wanted me in shit, probably her life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was to the point, I guess she felt like if I'm not with her son, we wouldn't have a relationship. But what she did was, you drugged me along, you strung me along, and with somebody that I was really in love with, and he didn't feel like that. So when he went whatever direction he went, that hurt me. And the fact that you knew that he wasn't feeling like that, and you still decided to try to manipulate me, that's what made me cut his mom off. I loved his mom dearly. Still to this day, I love her to death. But you did me, you helped, you did me dirty. You feel what I'm saying?
Listen, boo. I can feel you on that aspect, because um my ex-husband, I was with him on and off for 12 years, and for about 7 of them it was me and another woman, back and forth. And girl, we went through it. Like, we was it was real, okay? So me and his sister was very close. She started talking to the other chick. Now the other chick ain't been around for 6 years, and then you start this relationship with her. So I told her like I'm not okay with you having a relationship with her. If you gonna rock with Shorty, cool, but I'm not fucking with you. She told me I'm grown. I can talk to who I want to talk to. I said, okay, you're right, but I'm not fucking with you. Like in so many words, that's what I said. I ain't talked to that woman since it been probably almost 3 years now. But that let me know how you moving. It was never real and authentic over here because there's no way that we built a relationship over 6, 7 years that I felt was authentic. And just because Shorty come into the picture, you feel like, because I feel like it was like, okay, well, I'm friends with both of y'all, but now you in the middle and you messy. Cause everything she tell you, you coming back telling me. Everything I'm saying, you going back telling her. Now that's causing more attention. And if I see this bitch, I'm a bopper in the street. It's not worth it. So I knew that I had to cut ties when she told me she was gonna rock with her. That's cool. But I'm cool off you. You a snake to me. I'll never fuck with you again. No bad blood, but you showed me who you are, and I'm gonna just keep it pushing. And this is my children's niece. I mean, aunt. I got 4 kids with my ex-husband. 4. He don't have none with the chick he with. So now you done made it weird when it come to the family shit. If she called and said she wanted the nieces, I would let them come. I'm not gonna keep her away from her nieces, but you don't even do that. And I'm not reaching out. Shit. So it is what it is.
Wow. So when you
Yeah,
were
girl.
in
I
polygamy
should write a
because of the
fucking
last
book,
7
girl.
years with the new woman,
Huh?
so being that you were into polygamy, you're saying you're into polygamy, is it because of her, just because you just didn't accept her, or is
Me and the
that what
girl.
made you
Okay,
start
so
being into polygamy?
okay, I never was in polygamy before until I became Muslim and I read more into it. My ex-husband is into polygamy. He just likes more than one woman. Okay, I get it. But I think that where the problem laid is instead of him handling the situation better, he was trying to be dealing with me because she'd been around longer than me, but she wasn't around when me and him were together the first few years. I don't know how they reconnected, but they reconnected. And um sh- because of the hostility, and instead of him sitting down and saying, look, I'm a Muslim man, I'm allowed to have more than one wife, I want to be married to you for this reason, I wanted to be married to her for this reason, we're gonna come together. Y'all might have tension at first, but shit just gonna be what it is. This is the mother of my children. I got history with you, blah 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 blah. Like, he didn't handle it how he should have handled it. So because of that, now you got me looking at you crazy hating this girl, and vice versa. So I can do polygamy, but not with him and her. Just couldn't do it. It's been too much bad blood. Way too much.
Right, right. Mm.
But girl,
So
that
you
was the
saying
story of
that
my
you
girl.
walk
We
into
wasn't really
like,
talking then, but girl, on fucking 1,000K. But now it's like I'm over it. I've healed. You know, there's really not no bad blood anymore. Like that's just how I feel. I feel like when a man's dealing with 2 women, they tend to go to the weaker one because the one that's stronger has certain expectations. And if you're not willing to grow to meet them, then you're going to settle for what's easy. Because now you in a situation and you're miserable as fuck. Miserable. And that's your karma, bitch.
so yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was just definitely
Right.
something that I don't think I could try. As a woman that wants to be married and want my man to myself. Like I said, sometimes we do end up in situations where we don't realize we're in that situation. So that's what make me feel like I'm not into polygamy, because I don't want to share with another woman. You know what I'm saying? And men tend to not strap up with all the women that they're sleeping with. So there's a chance that you could burn me and all that. Like, so I don't want to have to go through that. I don't want to, have to feel like I'm settling. I have standards. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like I will let a man go. Like, you could definitely, we could be friends, but I could never want you ever like that again, because I know what you about. I know you want to have several women. I know that's what you into, and I'm not. I don't
Well,
understand
what
the
about you,
polygamy
Puff?
thing. I feel like that's just for a woman to be in a man's life still, or to have something tied to that man. So you're accepting the fact that he's sleeping with other women, because what is that doing for your relationship, him having another woman?
Okay, I can speak on that. I wanted to get your input, Puff. Are you a man that's into polygamy, or you prefer to just be with one woman?
You're muted.
Yeah,
You hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had to get it back to that. For one, we don't always pick the weaker option. We pick what's best for us in the moment. And sometimes that might not be the right decision, but it is what it is for us. Who's less annoying? So yeah, you might think you're stronger, but you just might be more annoying. You might like a lot of times dudes deal with women because they financially available. Does that make sense? So yeah, we're gonna deal with two women. She's the slut, but she's the bank account. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
I heard what you said. You said sometimes it's the woman that's not as naggy, or the woman that I mean, I don't know. I can't really speak for that. I can say that I'm a strong-headed woman. I'm not going to allow certain things. And if I'm allowing or I'm accepting a polygamy situation, you need to be just.
Well,
Like,
let me ask you a question. Just because you're strong, are you annoying? You can be strong and not be annoying. Some women are just annoying.
no, maybe I am annoying, shoot. And then if annoying is me pointing out a situation that I don't feel is correct, or you're making me feel some type of way, then that's what I'll be. Because you're not going to do a certain thing with one person and not reciprocate it here, and then vice versa. Like in Islam, if you have more than one wife, you have to be just. You have to take care of both of them women, or all four of them women. You have to give them the same allowance. You have to take care of all of the bills. It's not you do more for one than you do for the other. And a lot of women say they're not into polygamy, but I feel like women deal with men that cheat on them every day. So if you're not a woman that's strong enough to walk away from your man when you find out he cheat, and you stay over multiple times of getting cheated on, you're accepting it. But it's worse because it's with a whole bunch of different women. I'd rather be married to a brother, he married to another woman, and I know that that's where he's at when he's not with me. I know that we're both taken care of. I would prefer that than to be playing Russian roulette with my life, and every other month it's a new bitch.
right. I don't want either situation. I'm not.
Well, teach its own. I like my space. So for me, I'm okay with my husband being around a couple days out the week. And then I get to have my life and hang with my friends. Because when you're married, it all. You're catering to your husband. It's okay to still have a life outside of that, but you really don't,
mm,
especially if you have children.
Yeah.
So teach its own.
Um. Yeah. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? I'm
I
not
think you would be
into.
open to it. I just don't think you've been put in a situation where it was healthy, or they wasn't on some sly stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not for me though. I just know it's not for me because I'm not a sharing of my man type of woman. And to each his own. Her phone went out again. To each his own. But again, I'm just not. I'm not into it. I'm not for it. I don't want to be cheated on either. There she goes. I don't want to be cheated on either, so I'm going to leave. That was one situation where I was in love. I was young, so I was in love, and I didn't I didn't know how to deal with the woman popping out the blue. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was already too late. Like, you know what I mean? But that taught me in life, like, yeah, like, and it's crazy because I felt like that man was with me damn near 6 days out of the week. So I don't know how you was the main chick and he over here. Yeah, it wasn't adding up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And though I like this man a lot, I'm not gonna deal with your way. So I gotta let you go because I'm not into it. I feel like my worth is more. I don't want to be in your life that bad to where I'm accepting you over there with another woman. If I'm sacrificing my body, my soul for this one man, I expect the same in return.
I understand that, but sadly, that's just not reality. I mean, there are men out here that are okay with just one woman, but how many women can really say, I've been with a man for years and he's never stepped out? Because typically it's the woman that's loyal. It's the
Yeah,
man that want more than what he has. And it don't even gotta be on no nothing more than a lust thing. She got a fat ass, she pretty, she exotic. I just want to have sex with her. It don't gotta be nothing more than that. What I want to ask you, Puff, though, is do you feel like a man can love two women equally, or is there going to be more love for one woman over the other?
yep.
That's what I want to ask him. Do he feel like you can equally love a woman, or will there always be that little bit more love for one woman over the other?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, good. Because I was talking. One, you're never gonna love any woman the same. You're gonna love every woman differently. So
Okay.
our chemistry and connection is our chemistry and connection. The way I connect with you, I probably wouldn't connect with another woman the same way. Everyone is different. So to think that you could love somebody the same is retarded. Because you don't know what headspaces you in. You know, it's a bunch of different things. So you have to pay attention. It's like, and know what, I go with the person that makes my energy go up versus the person that makes my energy go down. If I'm
Mm.
around you and I ain't motivated, yeah, I'm gonna have to disconnect from you because you're not even trying to motivate me. You're just here to annoy me. If you here to annoy me, like if you're not adding to my life, just cat protect. That's how that should go.
Okay. Well, I agree with that. You can't love two people the same way. I definitely agree with that. You can have love for the both that, but you can't love them equally.
Exactly. So I just don't want to even be in that position to feel like you love another woman more than me and I'm wholeheartedly in love with you. That's a problem for me. So
I understand
that's
that.
the only thing for me, you know what I mean? So like you said, to each his own though. Some women, are more stronger than some to deal with this, but I feel like, not saying it's your case or whatever, but I feel like some women just be so attached to certain men that you willing to deal with whatever
Anything, yeah.
they say. Like, and I just and that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Because some men will tell you, some women, the woman that sets standards for them is the woman that they're going to choose. Like, yeah, we think they're going to always choose the weak link, but that's not the case. They use the weak woman, not that they choose to love you, choose to do you right, choose to marry you and bear kids. That's not what that is. What you is okay. I'm not willing to change, so I'm gonna go over here, rock out with this for whatever time, for whatever, however long it is. But then after I finally want to be this, imagine being that woman just sitting around with a man because he chose you because another woman set standards, and then when he's finally willing to change, you ain't the one.
And I'm out because if you think I'm finna sit around while you deal with another chick for years, and I'm gonna be sitting on this rock and sitting in this rocking chair lonely as fuck, you crazy. Men know what they want. Men know women that are a challenge for them. Men know real women and what they, especially if you've been dealing with two or three different women for years, you know the woman like the back of your hand. So you know what you willing to put up with or tolerate or what's easier and what's not. So I don't even want to say the stronger one. I'll just say when a man really love another one, because even though my ex is with somebody else, I know deep down he's not happy. And he used to tell me all the time, if I end up with her, it's because I'm settling.
Mm,
If that's what you want to do, cool. Maybe I don't know if it was cap. I don't know what it is. I know the last conversation we had, like you impulsively did that thinking you was gonna piss me off, and you didn't piss me off because I'm healing. Ass is fat, in the gym, skin clear, good ass job, and you sitting over here miserable as fuck. Stay over there. Now you don't want to fuck with me. We can't even have a conversation. It's, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Well, what I do to you? You left me. Huh? I got
Yeah.
4 kids to you, bro. You know I got 7 kids. My oldest 3 are 22, 20, and 18. I started all over with this man. And now it's on me, the single mom, raising the kids by myself. You come around when you want to come around. That's a lot. Like, I have resentment for a long time. But now I'm in a beautiful space and God is good. But it took a
Period.
long time to get here, girl.
Mm. This was
Like
deep.
real shit.
This was deep, and I'm gonna need you back up, Day Day. I do apologize about today, this inconvenience and technical difficulties, and you know what I'm saying. So I definitely, the one topic I do feel like, what did I say? The accountability. I did want to run that back because I want a kid standpoint, like, you know what I'm saying, or the teenagers that's, out here doing whatever. I want their standpoint on what it is that made you leave or whatever. Not just your mom being strict or cussing you out because you're wrong. No, I really want to know: do you regret leaving your home? What you went through, like Puff said, he went through a lot out there trying to be an adult. You feel what I'm saying? He don't regret it though. It made him a man. But Puff is another one. He also has, but that's his story. You know what I'm saying? But um, this was deep, y'all,
This
and
was definitely deep.
it was definitely deep. I wish it could have went a whole lot smoother. But it's okay. It is what it is. We gonna keep these good topics going. You know what I mean? So Day Day, I definitely, because we're very intelligent and wise on what's going on out here. So though we wasn't, it's kind of like we was talking about polygamy, we wasn't. So I do want to take that over as a different topic on a different day. You know what I'm saying? And have
Absolutely.
more men standpoint on it because as a woman that is not into it, I'm oblivious to what it really is. And some men just be street niggas with multiple women. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want a boss man. I want a man. Like, if I'm gonna be in a situation like that, we have to be rich. You can't be struggling, going to jail, and we're taking care of you, and you got
I
two
know
chicks
that's
just
right,
to
boo.
impress niggas in the streets. Nah.
What I will say is polygamy can be a beautiful thing if done properly.
And I feel like even with this situation, how my friend was saying how he's in a polygamy, I just feel like you're stuck, you're torn between two. You want to know, or you want to be with a black woman, but you know that I feel like he knows that a black woman will never be accepted, like how if he brought a Mexican woman to the table. And I feel like that's not fair. And I feel like that's not really being into polygamy. That's
Yeah.
just trying to have your way and make it make sense. You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
nevertheless, y'all, we done went over the hour. You know what I'm saying? It got juicy. So you know, tune in every Friday, y'all. Every Friday, 12 p.m. We gonna try to keep it smoother and smoother until this thing is really done right. The topics was definitely dope today. Thank you, Day Day and Puff, for
Yes,
pulling up
much
with me and
love.
having these discussions. I'ma end this by going out with the mother freaking commercial, y'all. Until next time, it's
Peace and
petty
Patty
blessings.
time.
time. You already know.
Tune into It's Petty Time Podcast. It's Petty Time Podcast. It's Petty Time Podcast. It's petty. It's petty. It's petty. It's Petty Time Podcast.
What's up? It's Braid. Y'all know I'm coming through to represent for my bitch, Petty. She is launching her podcast, and that motherfucker is on Roku. You hear me? She doing big things. It's gonna be all type of things on there. It's gonna be a lot of different music. It's gonna be a whole bunch of reviews. It's gonna be a lot of real shit. I can't tell y'all everything, Tap in.